It's 2023. Deep in the night shift at a Dallas call center, the floor is vast, dark, and highly predictable. For the sole worker on duty, this isolated cubicle is the entire world. The job operates on a rigid 3-step loop. Answer the incoming call, log the customer's complaint, and repeat the sequence. It's a workflow designed for total consistency, but the system relies on a specific vulnerability. The worker is required to accept inbound connections from any source, opening a line of communication to entirely unverified origins. In a hyper-connected network, an open phone line is a tool for customer service and a permanently unlocked door waiting to be tested. At 1:38 a.m., a call arrives. There is no caller ID, no background noise, and no human breathing. Just a void on the other end of the line. The worker applies the only logic that fits his routine. He categorizes the silence as a standard dropped call and clears his screen to maintain his sense of normalcy. However, the system log reveals a physical impossibility. The connection was made, yet it registered a duration of 000. This initial contact is a targeted system scan. It is the ping, the first step of a sequence designed to confirm a human target is on the line and listening. 1 minute later, the phone rings again. The silence is gone, replaced by an uneven static that sounds like a voice attempting to force its way through the hardware. When the worker tells the caller not to hang up, the voice replies, "Because I already did." The statement breaks linear logic, leaving the worker struggling to ground himself in the conversation. Then, the third call. This time, the line is perfectly clear. There is no distortion and no digital noise. The voice on the exact other end is a flawless acoustic duplicate of the worker. Every single spoken inflection is identical. This duplicate issues a warning. It describes a 10-second countdown and states that answering the next call will allow the system to learn him. The duplicate mirrors every specific cadence and hesitation of the worker's own speech. This psychological friction makes it completely impossible to distinguish between the physical person in the chair and the voice on the line. The digital threat moves into the physical room as a secondary desk phone begins ringing. The 10-second countdown starts now. Physical panic takes over. As the ringing grows more urgent, the worker experiences a racing heart and a loss of fine motor control. Despite the warning that answering means destruction, the human brain is poorly equipped to handle the unresolved tension of a ringing alarm. At the end of the countdown, the worker's hand moves autonomously. He lifts the receiver. The system relies on the intolerable tension of a ringing alarm. That frequency eventually overrides even the strongest survival instinct. The worker says hello, but the response is a flat, non-human voice. It delivers a single word: connected. The lights flicker and fail. Across the floor, every digital system shuts down in a wave of sequential blackouts. The original phone rings one last time. The cloned voice returns, now completely devoid of emotion, to confirm that the assimilation is finished, because the worker chose to answer. The act of answering completed the circuit. It executed a fatal macro that handed over total environmental and biological control to the entity. Power returns to the floor, but the systems have not recovered. Every monitor in the room now displays the same thing: a live surveillance feed of the back of the worker's head. He turns around slowly. Standing directly behind him is the entity, holding a phone and smiling. The warning about learning the target was a literal description of the process. Every second spent on the line allowed the system to map the worker's voice, then his environment, and finally his physical form. In a connected world, the finality of the override sequence is total. By answering the call, you provide the system with your place in the physical world, and once you let them in, they never hang up.